Hi, everyone. I'm doing this quick video for two reasons. First, to thank everyone who has gotten the planner. I'm really, really excited about this and how it could be an incredible tool for you, but also to walk you through how you could leverage the planner. Remember, this is a planner, you guys. It's a planner, which means it's supposed to enable you to plan, right? Put down your goals, capture them, and use them, on ongoing basis to kind of keep you on track. Okay. So for those who have gotten it, if you haven't gotten it, kind of looks like this, but I'm going to share my screen with you guys so we can do like a quick walkthrough. So once you see it, this is kind of what it looks like first page. But the next thing is you're going to have to put in what? Your name, who it belongs to, right? So in case you forget it somewhere, like if you went on your trip and you're trying to write your stuff down and you forgot it, they know exactly who to give it to. The next thing you're going to find is someone that you would love to hold you accountable. I think it's always great when you have either your spouse, your friend, maybe parents, or someone that you can trust, mentor, coach to hold you accountable. And that's someone that you'll be able to share this with. So it'd be nice to write down their name in here. If you have two people, you can put down their names. And when you complete the planner, the goal is to sit down with them and kind of walk through some of those plans you've set for yourself so that they can constantly check in and see where you are. The next thing I want you to do is to dive right into 2022 review. It's so important that if we want to change the trajectory of the next phase of our lives, we have to look back and evaluate the things that we've done, the things we don't need to keep doing, some things we could do better, and the things we need to keep doing. So doing a review of your 2022, involves the things you're thankful for, the greatest lessons, things that prevented you from reaching your goals and how you could overcome them going forward, right? And then the next thing you're going to find after that is, taking a moment to design the life you want to create for yourself. I love this exercise because there's no limit to what your brain can come up to. So you have to allow yourself to dream, just dream as much as you want. But once you come up with, this is really coming down to the things, the whole thing of if you had the perfect life, what would that look like? What would your perfect financial situation be like? What would your perfect relationships be like? Oh, your perfect health. Okay. And then once that's done, I want you to sit down now and start to set goals for your next 10 years. We're going to move backwards because the whole idea behind doing annual goals is that it should be a part of something greater. Now, you can have some things that you could accomplish this year and that's done. But whatever it is that you set for, let's say 2023, should be a part of something way greater, like that life that you want to create for yourself. So you go now, we set your 10 years goals and break it down to things you need to do in 5 years in order to get to the 10 years, in order to get to the life you want. Then, of course, your 3 years goals. And now we will move into your 2023 goals. So we kind of have a trend, right? You can see we have like a path that we're going because we just don't want to do 2023 in isolation. It has to be a part of something greater. So when you go into your 2023 goals, we've broken it into 7 segments. The first one, of course, is your spiritual goals, right? And when we go over each goal, I want you to consider your 3 top goals. Some people go up to 5, but 3 is a good, solid one because with 3, it's something that you can easily track. You can easily hold yourself accountable. When you think of your spiritual goals, maybe you want to spend time with God more. Maybe you want to meditate. Maybe you want to be more mindful in how you speak life into your situation, into your life, maybe things like that. So it's important for you to write your why you pick these goals. Why do they matter to you? Why are they significant enough for you to have to pursue them this year? Then I love to put here things for you to remember. I take a good example of someone who I can take myself, for example, when I did not have my daily hour meditation and prayer time, sometimes I would wake up with anxiety because there was just so much going on in my business. And so when I committed myself and said, I want to have daily quiet time with God for an hour, a reminder for me was, to not go back to the days when I used to have anxiety or the days when I used to wake up just stressed out because I was feeling overwhelmed. That's a good reminder. Next thing is 3 top actions that you can take to accomplish your goals. And it should be the simple things. Don't try to put things just because it will look nice to share with someone that is going to hold you accountable. Set goals that you know that are things that you could do. Simple, but you can absolutely do that. And they're also important anyways. Then things that you could leverage. For example, if you're thinking about your spiritual goal and having quiet time, what are some things you could leverage? Maybe you already have a spouse or friends that are already on a good path. Maybe you can talk to them. Those are people you could learn from. Maybe you already have a corner part in your house where when you sit, you don't get nobody interrupts you in that hour. That's something you can leverage. So the whole idea is for you to look around you instead of feeling like I have to go look somewhere. Look around you. And then you ask yourself, now, what are some skills that I need to develop to help me accomplish that goal? So you're thinking of what you can leverage, which is what you already have going on. And then you're also thinking about something you can, skills you can develop to help you. Once you put that, I want you to consider what you could start doing today. One simple thing, right? So let's say if you said, I want to be more intentional about reading my Bible, for example, that's a good example, right? Then you can put why. Because I want to be, I want to know the word. I want to use the word to empower my life spiritually. Now, things I need to remember when I'm lost and I feel like I cannot take charge because I don't have the power of the word. Since I don't know the word, I could speak into a situation. Top 3 actions I could take today. First, I can start by actually buying myself a physical Bible if I struggle with reading electronic Bibles. Or if I prefer an electronic Bible, one of my top actions would be to download the Bible app. Second, maybe pick a Bible plan and follow it. Right. And then my third top action might be creating a schedule that I can stick with. Those are 3 top actions that will ensure that I pursue this. Now, what are some things I could use? Well, I could start by using my phone, or, I could use my morning time, my morning quiet time or coffee time to read my word. Just things that you can leverage. Now, some people struggle with quiet time. Some people struggle with meditating. So maybe a skill you could build is learning how to zone in, where you're not allowing distractions to come into your mind when you want to read the word. What can you start doing today? I guess the easy one would be download the app if you're getting an e-version of the Bible, or just go buy one, right? That's an action you can start doing today. Now, what are some challenges you would foresee, and what are some plans for you to overcome? So you have to think back of, maybe there were times where you set out and said, I do want to spend time in the word. I want to read my word, but you did not do it. So what are some challenges that you know that you were able to deal with? Well, maybe scheduling, because you get so busy and you don't schedule it into your schedule. You don't put it in your schedule. And before you know it, you say, I'm going to read before I go to bed. And then you're tired and you have to pass out, So now a good example will be lack of schedule. That's a challenge, not scheduling the time to read the word. And how you would deal with that is actually block out a time or put a time, an alarm on your phone, or you could say you incorporate it with something simple as coffee time or lunch break, right? If you know there's a particular thing you do every time at a particular time of the day, you can incorporate that to it. So that way you ensure that you get it done. Is that helpful? So that's how detailed this is. This is such an incredible tool. So once you go through that for your spiritual goals, we have the next part for your relationship goals. This is where, either you want to develop relationships with your friends, your parents, your children, spouses. You might have some relationships that have gone south and you want to revamp them, or people that you may have hurt that you want to apologize, or just some relationships that have, just gone dead, or maybe not even that. It could just be you want to improve some relationships that are already good. Maybe you want to be intentional about taking out your wife, to dinner every month or something, or having date night. Those are some of those goals that help with nurturing your relationships. Maybe it's your kids. Maybe you don't get to spend a lot of time with them. Now you go ahead, you write down what those goals are. You say your why those goals are important to you, what you need to remember, the top 3 actions you can take today, what you can leverage, what you can start doing today, some challenges that you think you could, deal with, and how you can overcome them. Okay. Once you're done with that, you move on to the next, your health goals. These are your physical and mental health goals. There are some people that already got their physical health in check, but some people are struggling with their mental health, right? What are some things you're dealing with? Maybe you're really struggling with managing stress, or there's some trauma from your past that you're still having a hard time getting past that. What are you going to do? Are you going to take the time to invest in seeking help from a therapist? Or if your physical health, maybe making a point this time to go to the gym and being consistent about it. So you write down the same thing. You do your why, what you want to remember. I don't want a time when, I was not active enough. I couldn't run, I couldn't dance or something. We can put that. Or I don't want to not be able to sleep at night because I'm continuously tormented by trauma, or I'm just stressed out. You can put that as your why, whatever it is, why you're pursuing that role. Put what will make you remember. Do your 3 top actions, just the same thing. Once you're done with your health goals, I want you to move on now to your intellectual development. As you can see, there are a lot of people nowadays that want to do significant things. They have the energy, they have the drive, but they are missing on the foundational knowledge. So maybe this is a year you want to invest in the right education, the right skill sets. Do you want to actually enroll in a course? Do you want to be more intentional about reading books? Are there skill sets this is a good time? Maybe you've been thinking about going to taking an IT course like Scrum Master or something, right? What's the other one? Cybersecurity or something like that. This is a good time. These are some things that you can develop that can improve your skill sets, that can make you become more grounded and have much knowledge, a wealth of knowledge in the space that you're in. So really developing your intellect and those skills, the education. Maybe there are people on YouTube who are already doing courses that you've been wanting to follow, but you're not consistent. This will be a good time to write down those goals, okay? Once you're done with your intellectual development goals, you're going to move on to your finance goals. This is usually the big one, right? Because if you think about it, most of our problems, not everybody's problems, but most people's problems comes down to either not having enough money or not managing what they have well. So now this is where you set the goals of maybe you want to, focus on saving more this year, or you want to start investing. You've been hearing people talk about investment, stock market, or maybe real estate, and you've not thought about it. What are some of those financial goals you can set for yourself to put you on track? Maybe you've not been budgeting enough. This is a good time for you to start embracing budgeting. Thankfully, we have a budgeting tool in this planner. Maybe you want to seek help with your finances, so maybe get financial management. Those are some of the goals you can set for yourself, because all of these things, again, are putting you in track to get into that life that you envisage for yourself. Remember, we said we want to create that life, right? So you say what the goals are, the goal or goals. It could be one goal even, why it's important to you, things you should remember, 3 things you can start doing, things you can leverage. Maybe you already know someone who is doing better at this. Maybe that's someone you could be talking to. Maybe you need to learn how to budget. That's a skill you might need to build. And what you can start doing today, and some challenges that you foresee. Once you're done with your finance goals, then we go into the business goals, business or career. So not everybody, wants to start a business, but there are people who want to advance themselves in their careers. This is a good time to really sit and think about it. Where do I want to be by the end of this year? Maybe you've not been getting good performance reviews. How can you change that? What are you not doing right? And you can set those goals. For business people, maybe you're not having enough sales. How do you increase your sales? How do you position yourself? Maybe you want to market yourself more. Maybe you want to introduce new product lines, or maybe cut off some, right? So that's how this works. You complete it again, go through the same process. Please take the time to do this, because once you do it, the better you do it, the more you can get out of it. Okay. And our last goals is usually your personal goals. This is where you do those things that give you fulfillment, right? Like travel, for example, maybe making intentional time to just cut time for yourself, because you might have been too caught up in being a mom, being a wife, being an employee, being a business owner, that you don't really prioritize your time. This will be a good time to think of those goals. Maybe you've been thinking about starting a nonprofit or just supporting an existing nonprofit. What are some of those things that can bring you true personal fulfillment? Okay, so you go through that. Guys, if you notice, once you start the planner, I have these goals out here because it's meant to help you really think through the things you want to accomplish, and then put the actions in place in order to do that. And then think about some of the challenges that you might face and put plans in place to overcome them. I really like, these are the things that I've done for years. And I believe that anyone who takes the time to do it will benefit from it tremendously. And then once that is done, I have some extra pages for notes. Then we go into our 2023 tax calendar now for business owners and individuals, right? Once you have that in, you start now, you have like a lot of tax information. It's so good, you guys. I mean, look at the tax tips I offer for business owners. Just incredible. Tax tips, tax tools. We're talking about different entity types. I have all of that information here. If you want to register your business, if you want to hire your kids, like so many things. And I talk about like renting your home to your business. I explain how to do that. I offer a lot of tips in here, you guys. You can see here, we talk about renting your kids, the conditions that have to be met. It's such an incredible tool. So once you go through this, and these are things that you can always reference. Once you're done, then you can start going into your individual months. I have some nice quotes here, and a few words of encouragement. But each month will include your priorities for that month. We'll have a couple of reminders. As you can see, anything that is highlighted, they're tax reminders. Then certain things you need to know, and then we have a budgeting tool. Remember, I told you, like a budget planner. You can write your income sources. If you're planning to save, what do you want to save this year? What are your saving goals? What is your emergency budget, right? What are some of your expenses this year? It's such an incredible tool. And then, of course, you have a couple of notes, and then you have some reminders for the month. You're going to have like time to review. During the review now, you can kind of see where you've been, and then so kind of see where we have now the review. When we get to the end of March, that's in April, we do like your first quarter review. Are you on track? What are some lessons you've learned so far? What has worked for you? What should you stop doing? What are areas that you've already improved on, right? And when you name them, it kind of helps you even to keep going, guys. I think this is going to be so beneficial. Some of those things we talked about, and there's a lot in here. It's just good stuff. At the very end, not tax plan, we'll have a tool for people who want to pay down their debt. Debt management is also included in it. Okay, couple of pages for notes, and then at the very back part, I have my quote here: God has given you amazing gifts and talents, so you can be all He created you to be. Don't let indiscipline and inaction hold you back from creating the life you deserve. It's time to be intentional and build a business or organization that will outlast you. Let's make it happen. We have to win big this 2023. Guys, I hope that this tool serves you in incredible ways. I put my heart in here because I have done this for myself for so many years, and I can see the results. And I'm hoping that you guys will have the same results. For those who have purchased a copy, thank you. Thank you so much. For those who haven't, please go on Amazon and get you one, and hopefully follow this video to give you guidance on how to proceed with it, and use it all the time. Just don't write down all these plans and then you let it put in one corner. Let it be a tool that you continuously use. Come back, review it. What did I put for myself? I already know some of the goals I put for myself, for things I want to accomplish 5 years from now. So everything I'm doing right now, even the goals I set for 2023, I'm thinking about it. How is it going to align me with those goals? And of course, even my goals 10 years from now and that life that I want to lead. Okay. Thank you all so much. I want to hear from you. Is this serving you? Is this adding value to what you're doing? Thank you guys so much. Bye.